Suspect has been identified tonight in the prison stabbing of former hip-hop star Tory Lanez. According to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, Lanez was stabbed by inmate Santino Casio at a housing unit at the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi. That attack happened early yesterday morning. An Instagram post from Lanez's account says he was stabbed 14 times in that attack, causing both of his lungs to collapse. The post goes on to say he's now breathing normally and is in good spirits. The former rapper was sentenced to 10 years in prison back in 2023 after shooting fellow hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion at a house party in Los Angeles. Casio was serving a life sentence in prison after being convicted of second-degree murder in 2004.
Okay, so now we're dealing with the flip side of the game. A lot of you guys like to be gang and talk all your gangster stuff in your raps. So now Tory Lanez is locked up on a 10-year bid for the situation that happened with Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all know, y'all ain't got to get into all that. We already know all about that, right? So he's in jail and he gets by a lifer 14 times, right? But this is what goes on behind those walls when you ain't got the pistol and maybe you ain't big enough or strong enough to defend yourself. Now, this guy been in jail for over 20 years. He attacked him. And they're saying that it may cause war. It may, because the guy was Mexican and he stabbed the black guy. And we're hearing that Tory Lanez was, looking out for a lot of people. We're going to get into that later in the video. But he was looking out for a lot of people. And when something like this happened, there's a mandatory retaliation. Now, let's first look into this man, Santino. Check this out, right? He's locked up doing life here. It says boyfriend sought in the slaying of a 13-year-old. The boyfriend of a 13-year-old who was found shot early Sunday in an apartment the two shared in Lancaster is being sought for her slaying, authorities said Tuesday. Santino Sonny Casio, 20 years old, with a 13-year-old in the first place, right? A 20-year-old parolee, allegedly Brenda Sendejas, in the head following an argument late Sunday night, said Los Angeles County Sheriff Sergeant Rick Myers. Police believe Sendejas ran away from home in Palmdale and moved into a complex apartment in the 1100 block of West Avenue with Casio in April. Man, we didn't know she was staying, said Sendejas' cousin Robert Mendez, 19. She would call just to let us know she was all right. The last time the family heard from Sendejas was Mother's Day, Mendez said. Casio was described as 5'9", weighing 190 pounds, with a shaved head and brown eyes. He has a tattoo of a paw print on the back of his head. Oh man, and tattoo horns at his front hairline, said Lieutenant Dan Rosenberg of the Sheriff's Homicide Bureau. He is currently on parole from the California Youth Authority for burglary, Rosenberg said. How can this happen to a 13-year-old, says Zendaya's 26-year-old brother, who declined to give his first name. She was my baby sister. We're trying to do everything we can to make sure that the person is caught and justice is served. So this guy was a bad dude. He wasn't a guy to be messing around with. But Tory Lanez, who's really a rapper, is like 5'0", he's in jail with these kind of guys. So a brother called him from the prison, right? And he explained that it didn't happen on the yard. It happened on the unit, right? And he was allegedly in there by himself. And we know, like I said, we know it's going to be a mandatory retaliation. But a guy called him, he was talking to Spider Loke, and he was explaining to Spider Loke how all of this went down. Check it out.
The next came out and bust on the boy Tory. They airlifted him and all that. So that's gonna respond when we come off this shit. We're gonna respond the right way to that.
They laid the yard down.
No, it happened in the building.
What was it over? It was over some. What he had did he have a debt, a gambling debt or something?
Nah, nothing like that. Shit, we don't even really know. We don't even know the whole situation.
So it was just like some foul play. So it's finna be up.
Yeah, it's for sure with some foul play.
Damn, cuz. Wasn't nobody right there with him when he went down?
Yeah, I guess nobody wasn't. He was by himself out there. He got a whole tier full of necks. He on a whole tier full of necks.
Wow.
Because you already know, once we get off this shit, we put some player on.
I'm already knowing. God damn. You don't know if he gonna be all right or not either, huh?
Nah, we don't know yet. He gonna be all right there. He gonna pull through though.
That's right. That's crazy because I've been out here the whole time he's been going through what he's been going through. I've been feeling like that nigga got railroaded. I hate to see him in that position. I'm glad.
Man, for sure, he got railroaded.
Yeah, he got railroaded. I'm glad that
That's an innocent man in prison, bro.
I believe it, 100%. How he been programming? And he been programming cool.
All he do is program, come outside, work out, play ball, do him.
That's right. I heard it's been cracking up there too. It was a riot the other day, not too long ago.
Yeah, he was like I want to say like 3 weeks ago, it was a riot.
Yeah, I got.
Like 2, 3 weeks. He be cracking up here.
So you see the image of him being airlifted from the prison unit onto a gurney and being airlifted up to a hospital. He has to be taken to an outside location hospital because his injuries was that severe. It was bad, right? And you hear the brother that's in there. He's saying that, man, all he do is work out, basically stay to himself and do him. Now there's a lot of conflicting things going on because Bricc Baby was made aware of what happened to him when he called into No Jumper. And Bricc Baby was explaining about 50-50 yards and what goes on in those yards, right? And he was also they was also talking about people was hearing that he was looking out for a lot of people, and when you stop looking out for him, you could become food in the prison, right? Now the one brother said he was staying to himself, but now on No Jumper, when they explaining certain things to Bricc Baby, and Bricc Baby is explaining the certain gangs that's in that jail and the gangs that walk those yards, right? And who the guy Santino is affiliated with, right? Bricc Baby got on there and he was saying this.
What you be keeping over like what's going on in the blog?
Yo, Tory just got some.
You seen that Tory up in jail?
Whoa, Tory Lanez on the 50-50 yard?
Yup. That
Yeah,
nigga,
but
he
this
in,
morning.
that nigga, he headed to a LA hospital right now.
Oh, wow, they buzzed down Tory. What they busted just they took his story and shit. They don't nobody know what happened.
We don't know the full details yet.
Well, wait though. Tory dropped a Kendrick Lamar diss track like a month ago, Bricc. You feel me? And Lon warned him and said to him,
Yeah. It get like that. I don't know why they think Kendrick ain't from nowhere. They keep on underestimating Dot. Dot really from where he from. I ain't gonna say nothing on these lines, but Dot really from where he from.
Yeah.
But this the thing. He on the program yard to where he ain't even. It gotta be over to something because
that's what I
that's
just
the thing,
said.
right? Where he at is no politics as far as gangs and all that. That's why people be trying to go other places where it's structured, because anything go where he at. Like the PCs run the yard.
I told you.
You know what I mean?
really?
I told you.
Word.
Yeah. They ask you when you get there, like, you active or you programming? And you say you programming, the PCs got gangs on them yards. They call it the Deuce Fives.
Wait.
No,
What's
they
it called?
Deuce five.
PC?
Deuce five.
It's called the Deuce Fives.
Okay.
Look it up. The Deuce Fives. They run the PC yards, and if you tell them you active, they gonna get off on you, because they don't like people who ain't snitching.
But, yo, question, right? What's your best advice then for Tory Lanez to navigate jail and not get stabbed up again? Because, like, he's like a celebrity, like, he's probably like new, you feel me, right? Because he's been in jail right now for what, like a year?
Stop being so friendly with everybody. Don't talk to niggas, man. You got status, man, and use that as your way around here. Look, I'm finna call right. Hey, but the best thing he can do, bro, is be friendly. Man. I mean, not stop being friendly, bro. You know what I mean? Everybody I seen before I left, he had all them people in his cell, and he was freestyling, kicking it with all of the Gardena Crips, and man, that's out.
And then for Christmas, Bricc, right? So look, and then for Christmas, he filled up everybody's like commissary into the max.
Yeah, so when you stop doing for people, then they gonna turn on you.
That's what I just said.
Oh, that's crazy, bro.
You turn into food.
Lunch meat.
That's crazy.
Yeah, immediately. Like you turn in the lunch meat, you gotta start. You kind of gotta come and the savage side of you gotta come out first before the nice side. And
Yo,
ain't,
Bricc.
you ain't gotta do nothing, but you know.
Yo, Bricc.
So now everybody's saying, you know, we know that the prison is on lockdown. Whenever something like this happening, lock down the prisons to stop other people from getting hurt, injured, right? So won't bring no hurt, harm, or danger to anybody, right? But we're hearing that there's going to be a mandatory get back for something like that happens because they deal with race riots and stuff like that. So, you know, there's a lot of people online instigating it. You know, everybody thinks the stuff is a joke. But in jail, if you've never been in jail, this stuff is not, there's no joke. It's for real. Real people get hurt for real. People get unalive for real. You know, so listen, man. You young people out there, you want to be bang bang anywhere. You know what? You want to be a street guy. You want to be a real N-word. That's not where you want to be. That's not the life you want to live. This guy got 9 more years to go. Now he was sentenced to 10 years. Well, no, he may get out. They said maybe in another 5 by 2030, right? But he's locked up at the height of his career, man. He's behind the wall. So like it's real bad. I hope that he fully recovers because I understand when you get injuries like this, especially from knife attacks, man, he could be cool today, and then 6 months from now he could be somewhere and just drop down from blood clots, from infections, all kinds of things, man. That maybe the wound may get infected because he's behind the wall, and that don't always mean he's gonna get the proper medicines that he needs, man. It's just bad. I wish they could they would be able to transfer him from there to the East Coast or somewhere. You know, he's from Canada. I don't know, man. You know, just out of those West Coast prison systems like that, man. Man, it's bad. Prayers up to Tory Lanez, man. You know, I don't want to see this happen to nobody, man. Especially over there, you know, where our people is outnumbered in them systems, man. You dealing with them racist Aryan folks, and then you dealing with the other the Mexican groups, right? And we outnumbered like 3-1 in them spots like that, man. But don't do things to put yourself in those positions to be in there where stuff like this can happen. Because this is the flip side of the game, man, and it gets real in prison. So I'm gonna cut this video short here, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.